Hello everyone! I wanted to say good morning and see if my camera will just stand on its own. Yay! So, wanted to just talk to you a little bit about the astrology this week and coming into next week, and also see if you have any questions. A little bit about what's going on right now. So, we have a lot happening actually. So just in general for today, if you're watching this today, so today is, what is today? Thursday, June 29th. I'm like, so came from the woods and not really in my right kind of work mindset, but I also think that's really helpful for talking about the astrology this week, because that's kind of, I'm actually fit right in with what's going on. And so Thursday, June 29th, the moon's going to be void of course, and when the moon goes void of course, so it's going to go void of course if you're on the west coast at 4 o'clock through the rest of the evening. So it's really not a great time. Today's really not a great time to initiate much of anything in general with the astrology, but especially when the moon is void of course. So really just, it's a great night to stay home, which of course I'm not doing, so not even listening to my own advice. But it's also just to know that if you're trying to make some things happen and they're not coming through, to just wait till tomorrow and try. And today's a really great, today and tomorrow in general are really great days to just find that inner balance. So as we move tomorrow, the moon will move into Libra, and that is the first quarter moon. And as that happens, it's in Libra, and it's what's happening at the first quarter is that the sun and the moon are squaring each other. And so when that happens, if you think of the lunar cycle and you think of us starting in Cancer and going through, and the full moon will be in Capricorn, when we reach that middle point, that will be tomorrow, and the moon will be in Libra, and that's a great time to just find that inner balance and recognize what came up from the new moon, what intentions did you have, and looking at ways that you can find that peace and that kind of self beauty, and maybe beautifying some aspect of yourself or the home that you're in or whatever. But as the new moon was kind of about the home, and I don't know if any of you guys felt this, but definitely setting intention around feeling at home here, feeling just in general on this planet, as a lot of crazy things are shifting and happening, feeling at home here and feeling at home wherever you go, and in your physical home, but just within yourself. And this is really up. And then as we move into the full moon, what's going to come up even stronger is, okay, if I'm trying to find this home with myself and here on this planet, what work do I need to do? Maybe moving into a new aspect of your work, or setting intentions around your work. Because the Cancer Capricorn energy, it's like the warmest, nurturing, intuitive and sensitive and oversensitive sometimes. And then the Capricorn can be a little bit cold, a little bit forceful, working really hard and getting the job done no matter what. So even though they're opposing and they're very different, what is similar about them is they both have kind of a stubbornness to them around coming together and creating that sense of placement here. So you have your home and your sense of home, and then your work in this world, Capricorn, and when they come together, that's really kind of what we're here for when we look at overall. And so right now Mercury is in Cancer as well, and Mars is in Cancer, so we have a lot of Cancer energy. And for someone like myself who has Mercury in Cancer and Mars in Cancer, it's challenging. And so for those of you that don't have those aspects, you might notice challenges around communication, around being overly emotional. You might find that you're just brought to tears in some way that you didn't expect to have happen. And then Mars, just the way you move forward, it can feel a little bit bogged down. It can feel a little bit like, if it's not all lining up perfectly, that maybe it's not meant to happen. I'm getting the cloud. I'm gonna take these off. So it's really a great time to just find that inner balance before you try to push anything forward. And so it might mean just kind of slowing your roll a little bit. And then the other interesting thing that's happening this week is Mars. So Mars in Cancer, and Mars is the planet of like moving forward, pushing forward. And when it's in Cancer, it pushes forward. Sometimes it can push forward a little too much, too soon, too emotional, and you kind of find yourself going 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. So it's really important to get aligned before you move forward with anything. And then when that's opposing Pluto in Capricorn. And this is kind of huge because Pluto in Capricorn, it's there for a long time. It's going to be there, I think, till 2023 or something. But we're kind of at this halfway point. And as we see this opposition happening between this, again, like the cycle that we're in, this moon cycle is the Cancer Capricorn. And so then when we have Pluto doing this dance with us, it's uncovering, and it's kind of like passion for digging in and seeing kind of the purpose and the work that needs to happen. And so as you're kind of coming into this week, and it'll be next week too, that finding like new things to work through that you thought you maybe had already worked through, new things to work on in yourself. And really important to know that this is just supercharged time. And so you might feel more tired, you might feel more drawn to be home, and it's really important to listen to those things. This supercharged energy can come across as anger, really high emotions, and the worst case scenario is, abuse or reacting instead of coming from a place of heart-centeredness, just reacting and then feeling really bad afterwards. So really important to find that inner balance, whatever that means for you and however you can find that. So taking time to do that. And then we have also, wrote all these little notes. Mercury trine Neptune today. I think it's only for today. We have the moon opposing Neptune. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'll talk about Mercury. So when the moon is opposing Neptune, and that's why if you're feeling a little bit off today, if you're feeling a little bit dreamy, it's a really great time to stay home and dream. Stay home and dream. Just stay home and dream. And not all of us can do that, right? So if you can't do that, just setting maybe 10 minutes to do a little bit of daydreaming, to do a little bit of sitting in the grass and just letting yourself be, so that you're not, you have to find moments to do that, because if you don't, you could find yourself in a situation where you were dreaming when you shouldn't have been. So making sure you set a little bit of time to allow yourself to do that so that you're not doing it all day. And then Mercury trine Neptune, Mercury in Cancer, trine Neptune in Pisces. Wow, yeah, so you might find a really great time to communicate some of the dreams that are coming forward. And this is a great thing for all of us to move forward, right? But writing, singing, however that's going to come across for you, but just setting some time in the next few days to definitely tend to whatever is coming up for you, and know that this full moon cycle is going to be huge, and then we're going to be coming into the eclipses. And so with that being said, I just want to remind you that I'm here and I'm doing a great little package, and the package includes an extra freebie if you sign up by June 30th. And so what it is, the package is a full astrological chart reading, a full intuitive healing session where we go through and look at, the energy system and what's going on for you and what's coming up. So astrologically first, and then intuitively looking at the energy systems and maybe some of your blocks and patterns around not being able to manifest, not being able to push forward with whatever is coming up for you around your new dreams and your new ideas of what you're going to do here on this planet. And then follow-up intuitive healing session. There's a couple worksheets that I send you through email. And then the last thing, if you sign up by June 30th, is it includes, it includes eclipse reading, which is awesome. So it's going to go over what house the eclipse is gonna happen for you, some, intuitive things that might help you cope, but also be successful during that time and really put your best foot forward during that time. Because not only is it a big kind of, some people think of just the negative aspects, right? It's a big time, but it's also a very potent time. And there's a lot of things that can be done beforehand to kind of clear some of your blocks, so that when that eclipse comes in August, hi Mira, so that when the eclipse comes in August, you're ready and you're absolutely clear to upgrade. It's really the heart that Leo is all about, the heart and courage. And so if we do this clearing before the eclipse, then we're really ready to kind of upgrade and move into this new aspect. And so I'm absolutely here to help you with that. And I have lots of insight around this eclipse. And so that eclipse reading comes with a package, but you can also just order the eclipse reading if you just want a little bit of support and upgrading in that area. So that's a half an hour session. And then if you do the full Sparkle and Shine Success package, that comes with, it'll be 4 sessions. So definitely I recommend checking that out or emailing me if you think you might be interested. And so you guys, you have to go back and watch. I just am ending, but I was talking about the astrology this week, but I wanted to end with I met an amazing person these last few days, and one of the things he said to me, I wanted to share with you. So a lot of people with this Cancer energy and then the Capricorn energy, we can be looking at, I talk about the mother and the father, but beyond that, it's also like our ancestors, right? And so a lot of things might be coming up around our patterns or where things come from and why we act from certain ways. And it's funny because sometimes I can get stuck there, like, oh, I just come from this family that just had lots of trauma and yada, yada, yada. And I was sitting in the hot springs, doing the cold plunge and doing the hot water. And I'm sitting there and I'm telling this thing to this guy about, I don't even know what I was talking about. Something about like my father's lineage, like, oh man, they're so messed up, Oh shoot, I hope nobody watches this. This is my family. Okay, no, they're great too, but they're kind of have some issues, both sides, I'm sure. But and he's like, stop trying to heal them. Your ancestors, they're dead. And he said it the way he said it. Of course, I don't say it as good as he did, but he's like, they're dead. Just let it go. You can't go back and heal them. And so he was just saying, like, the more we try to dig, and I find myself doing this where I'm like trying to dig back and like figure out the missing token of like how I could have, healed the line. And he's just talking about being in the present. And he gave me this great mantra, and it's basically, I am safely held by Mama Earth. And he's like, just work at that mantra from a soul level. Feel that in your body and feel where that hits you the most. And what I noticed is it hits me in all the places where it kind of creates this holding. So I've been having lots of issues with the back of my head, and I felt that in my jaw, and then my pelvis and my low belly and my womb space and my sacrum. And so I was like just allowing that mantra to come in and bathe that area and just love, instead of trying to figure out, like a lot with the back of my head, I'm like trying to figure out where that comes from or why I'm feeling certain things in my body. So that's a lot, but I just wanted to share that with you because I think that right now having a mantra that works for you and that you can feel in your body, it's not just about the mind, it's not just about thinking about that, it's about letting it come in and kind of bathe the area, kind of like when you do a cold dunk and when you do a cold plunge, you feel it, and every cell in your body is literally waking up. And so if you can kind of imagine that energy coming in to whatever mantra you come up with to kind of bathe your body in that beautiful held energy, I think this is a really great time for it. So struggle. A lot of people are struggling, and what I was talking about is just staying at home if you can, or just taking 10 minutes to just lay on the grass and let yourself dream. Daydreaming is really important right now, but the appropriate time for daydreaming, not while you're driving. So I hope you guys have a great day, and if you want to go back and look at what I talked about with the astrology, really powerful time. So definitely utilize the time frame for coming into new, I didn't talk about Venus, but coming into new ideas of passion and where you want to see more passion in your life. Yes, you don't have to delve into it. Yes, thank you, Mira. But you can incorporate newness into your body in the places where you feel maybe held back from lineage or family issues. So we can work at it from today in the present without having to go back. Yes, yay. Okay, have a great day, guys.